In this video, we walk the Granite Trail in the Mourne Mountains and get to learn about Mourne granite and the men who quarried it, as well as taking in the stunning scenery along the way. So join us as we explore the Granite Trail. The Granite Trail is a 3-mile trail on what was the bogey line. The bogey line was a funicular railway with a cable attached to a pair of bogies on rails that carried dressed granite from the quarries down to the harbour. The bogies were 4-wheeled trucks made of cast iron to carry Mourne granite down the bogey line. The weight of the loaded descending bogey helped pull the empty bogey back up to be reloaded. This is a replica bogey made of cast iron. A mechanism allowed the contents of the bucket to be tipped out, but they endured such rough treatment that quarrymen usually ended up using winches to extract the heavy granite. When overloaded, the bogies could be dangerous. On one occasion, a heavily laden truck broke free of the rails and careered down into the harbour, killing 2 goats on the way. The original bogey line was built by John Lynn in 1824 to carry dressed granite from a new quarry at Millstone Mountain to King Street. At the time, Mourne granite was recognised as among the finest in Ireland, but the infrastructure was not yet in place to fully exploit its commercial potential. Due to the poor state of Newcastle's pier, one observer noted in 1840, "Other places are carrying off our trade." As part of a general series of improvements in the area, the new North Pier was completed a decade later. This allowed stone ships to berth safely while the granite transported down the bogey line was unloaded. At the end of the 1850s, the line was diverted to the quarry on Thomas's Mountain, which had become more productive than the one at Millstone. If you were standing here a century ago, you might have seen a hardy-looking man pulling a strange wooden cart down Bogey Hill to the harbour or stonemason's yard on the South Promenade. Built without wheels, the slipe or sidecart was ideal for transporting small amounts of granite over rough ground, where wheeled carts might get stuck. 2 different kinds of slipe were used in the Mournes, one for carrying soil or manure and a more roughly hewn version for granite. These could easily be made on the farm, usually from the slippery wood of the holly. Slipes could be pulled by a man or donkey and were also used for collecting highly prized local seaweed or wrack.
sun and there was rain, beauty in the mundane.
At various points on the bogey line you will discover remnants of the line's past, such as this circle in the stone, which looks to have been a pulley for the cables. Some are hidden in the undergrowth, such as this piece of rail from the bogey line. Oh look, there's a bit of the hidden in the undergrowth, bit of the railway line. Aye. The bogey line has a very steep 1 in 3 incline, and you can clearly see the route of the line from the harbour to the quarry by the cutting through the trees. The granite men of Mourne were a hardy bunch. Dressing the granite in the harsh rain and biting wind was no easy task. The cribbon and square sets they made here might pave the bustling cities of industrial England, but no great expense was spared for the workers' comfort. However, the more fortunate were able to shelter in wooden structures as they worked. These were known as shoddy huts, named after the pieces of granite that were left after dressing the stone. We take a final look at the route climbed so far, and as we pass through the gate ahead of us, we can see what remains of Millstone Quarry. There we go. Did you know, over time, the granite in the 6x6 square sets used to cobble streets in industrial Britain became polished as a result of the metal horseshoes? When this happened, the set was rotated to expose a new surface that was less slippery underfoot. We take the uneven trail to the right, passing Millstone Quarry until we reach the gate near Thomas's mounting quarry. The trail runs parallel to the tree line here, and at times can be very wet and muddy, so appropriate footwear should be worn. From this location, we can clearly see the Isle of Man in the distance, some 40 miles away. You can also see the town of Newcastle below us and further afield. We took a quick detour to get a closer look at the quarry at Thomas's Mountain.
Bye.
The quarry is like an amphitheatre, as can be heard from the echo from the man. Did you know granite is made up of crystals or minerals? The glassy crystals are quartz, the white or cream ones are feldspar, and the black ones are a type of mica known as biotite. Mourne granite can be found in a number of famous locations, such as the Hans Christian Andersen statue in Central Park, New York, Parliament Building in Stormont, Belfast, in the Silence water feature in Connaught Hotel, London, and also at the 9/11 British Memorial Garden. The terrain from here was all downhill or flat, but it still posed a threat, as I found out by slipping on the loose gravel of the hill. Just off of the path we discovered this round structure with what looks like an access hatch on the top. I'm not sure what it is, but could be an access to an underground pipeline. If anyone knows what it is, put it in the comments below. We soon came across the Glen River, which we will cross twice on our descent. The trail to the left takes you to Northern Ireland's highest peak, Slieve Donard, but we will continue down the trail to the right.
That's where you go up the Donald. I'm pretty sure it's down this way along the river. It's taking you away.
The river has many waterfalls along its length, with the severity determined by how much rainfall there has been. The trail here is less of a path, and you just follow the river in the general direction. The terrain is varied here, with fallen trees and tree roots to contend with.
It's going to be a bit mucky, this bit here. And down this one. I'm going for this one here.
We follow the river down until we come to the second bridge, where we cross the Glen River again. Upon crossing the second bridge, we take the path on the left, continuing down until we get to the third bridge.
Keep away from the edges.
Once we reach the third bridge, we take the path to the right, which will take us back to near the start of the walk. On our way back to the car, we pass this anchor and information board, which tells the story of the SS Great Britain, which ran aground here in Dundrum Bay in 1846. The anchor is a similar one to that found on the SS Great Britain.